Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Schnozzcast. I will be your host for this evening, Nick. Bob is on location in the Caspian Sea, collecting pyrodinos, doing some sort of in-the-field work for us this evening, and will not be in attendance. I'm joined here by Cory and my good buddy Todd. We're going to make sure you all have a good show tonight. Hey, if this is the first time you're listening to us, go ahead and tune in. You can always find us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or as Bob says, YouTube, Google Play Store, iHeartRadio, or anywhere you get your favorite podcast. Gentlemen, how are you?
Oh, hey. And for those new listeners, where can they find us on the social medias?
Hey, man, that's about as far as I'm going to go. That's as far as my notes go. So,
all right.
I'll let you jump in on that one.
Well, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all at Schnozzcast, buddy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, at Schnozzcast. Let's add that in. Todd, how are you, buddy?
And I'm doing fine, by the way. I'm doing very fine, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. Well, we got a good show for you guys this evening. We're moving some stuff around. We don't have Bob here, our rock, to hold down the fort.
Oh, no. The show's just going to go fucking haywire.
It's going to go sideways. Todd told me that he had 90 minutes of sports tonight, but I told him
I do.
I'm not going to permit it. It's not going to happen. It's too much fucking sports. I get it at work all day long.
We're going to let the show run an extra half hour just to discuss sports.
Exactly.
Sports. Colorado, baby. Coach Prime.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Woo! As Joe Gatto so eloquently put it, just name a bird, and the Falcons, the Eagles. Woo! Go Jeter. So, I was trying to. So we have these notes that we keep. We have OneNotes. We each have our own personal notes in our phone, digital notes. And it's been a while since I've hosted the show. So in my notes, I like to keep track of things that we do and maybe have some sort of order to the show. And probably about 3/4 of what we've always done has completely changed. I know you guys are always asking us about Pick of the Week. Hey, Nick, how come we don't hear about Pick of the Week anymore? It might show up again. You never know. Luckily, I did a lot of hard intensive labor, hours and hours of intensive labor worth of artwork for the Pick of the Week because it was demanded of me. And no, we're not doing that anymore. Booze news. We rarely do booze news anymore, right?
We do not.
What else was it? Funko This. I made great artwork for Funko This.
There's actually going to be an upcoming Funko This. I can tell you that much.
That's falling by the wayside. I only envision Cory's going through his house like, fuck, what am I going to do with all these now?
No, they're still all in their respective places. I do have a very, very, very good one coming up that I'm very excited to show you guys.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Nice.
So what happened?
With Bob out, we could do TT's TikToks too, the long version.
Don't even say that. He has to be ready. You can't just spring a segment on Cory. He's got to be very, very ready. I also did artwork for that, so thankfully that's still running. I did have to adjust the where can you find us, and apparently I still screwed that up. I was supposed to adjust that because to include that you can find us on Mixcloud, and apparently that tanked, so Mixcloud is no longer, so I guess I can't.
It'll be back, baby.
You think so?
They'll be back.
Okay.
Of course.
So then 90 seconds.
Everything that's old is new again.
Then we have 90 Second Sports, which is still around. I think we're just not in the horse racing season, so that's why we haven't heard a lot about it.
No more fishing scandals.
That was my limited knowledge of 90 Second Sports. Also, we've gone through several egg timers. One busted on my floor and blue sand got embedded into the shag of my carpet. Shards of glass. It's horrible. Luckily, though, against better advisement, Bob went out and bought a 60-second timer. Sand. Manual 60-second timer. So what? They were out of 90, is what he said. I'm like, oh, okay. We could just not get one. We could just wait till the 90s come back and stop. I have to take this fucking child's timer, turn it upside down, wait till it all falls, and then wait for it to go halfway, and then knock it over without breaking this one also. So,
and it feels like you always stop it before it's quite halfway through. So it feels like it's more like 83-second sports.
Yeah, but you know what? You spend a lot of time with him and Han. You do a lot of.
What are you talking about? I get right to the point.
There's a big pause, and then apparently you feel like almost as if you can't put a ship in the water without christening it with a bottle of champagne. Like you feel like, Todd, your 90-second sports starts now, and he's like, sweet, and then he starts.
You do kill about 10 seconds at the very beginning all the time.
That's where your time goes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's where your time goes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. So we still have some other things. Housekeeping. We've gotten away from housekeeping. Does that mean that we're in an unkept house now and the show is in a level of disarray?
Disheveled.
Completely disheveled. We live in a state of squalor? I don't think so. It just means that we haven't taken our own money and pushed it towards the podcast like we were heavily doing. And I kind of gave Cory and Olive Branch an opportunity to jump on this lily pad of an idea. Hey, man, do you have anything for housekeeping? Nope. As I sit here and watch,
I thought housekeeping was where we're at. I thought that's what it was. Housekeeping was where people could find us, right?
No, so the housekeeping was typically like the beginning of the show, like what's changed, what's going on, what have we done to improve things. That was typically my understanding of housekeeping, because we would always hear like, all right, I got a new camera, I updated the GoPro. But I think we realized that most people don't give a fuck about that. They're like, just serve me up the show on a little spoon and make sure you put some sugar in it so the medicine goes down. And that's it. I don't care how the sausage is made. I don't want to know, which I can understand. You know, we live in a TikTok society where people want their nuggets of information very quickly. But Cory did not jump on this opportunity. He has a brand new dildo camera that articulates on its own. It's fantastic. But he doesn't want to talk about it.
Is he fiddling with it now? Is that why we don't see him?
Yep, he's fiddling with it now. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you fiddle with it now?
See, Bob's not around, and then all hell breaks loose. People just do whatever the hell they want.
Mm-hmm. While the cat's away. Cory was actually early today, which is very surprising. I mean, it just goes with my rule of if you want a 9:30 show, then you tell Cory 9. And I think it worked out because we started right around 9. Right around 9.
TT on time. TT's on time. I like it.
I call it CCT, which is Cory Selesky time. It's a completely different time frame than everybody else. But yeah, so tonight we're going to have some airing of grievances. We got some Nick's existential question for you. Apparently we have airing of grievances twice. I know Todd was very upset, but we're not going to do that.
I've got tons of grievances.
Yeah, I know you do. There might be a TT's TikTok. We're going to have to see how long this question takes us here. Todd, what are you drinking tonight, buddy?
I am drinking for my shot a little bit of Crown Apple. You know my jam. And I'm drinking a little Black Raven Brewing Coco Jones Coconut Porter. It is fantastic. Highly recommended.
What? Coco what?
It is a Coco Jones Coconut Porter from Black Raven Brewing.
God.
What do you mean? Ugh. It's delicious.
Good luck with that. Dude, someone gave me, or no, it was someone else had this at work, but I remember Bob has this when he's in Taos. I remember he'd always be like, hey, man, I remember the first year he said, I know you got a French press, from my recommendation. You bought a French press for your coffee, and you got the hand coffee grinder. And he's like, isn't it just rewarding to wake up and hand grind your own coffee? I'm like, I don't know how rewarding it is, man, because I'm usually half asleep, and I want to do that the night before. He's like, no, I do that in the morning. It helps me wake up. And I'm like, no, I don't want – I want to take that thing and throw it through the window in the morning. But anyhow, he was talking about that one year before he went up to Tawas, and he said You know what? You're going to have to pack enough stuff. Let me bring mine. I got my French press, got my hand grinder, and I'll bring up some really good gourmet coffee. I'm like, perfect. I remember I woke up so excited, went to go have some coffee, took a fucking sip of it, and it was everything I could do to fucking swallow this coffee. God bless him.
What kind of shitty coffee was it?
God bless him.
Maxwell House.
Nope.
No, dude. Bob goes for like the crazy. No. That's way too vanilla for Bob.
It was some kitschy name brand, but it was toasted coconut, and I'm like, ooh. I'm like, the last thing I wanted was like sweet toasted, because I'm a black coffee drinker. I like dark coffee. I should have asked probably, but at a night after drinking, toasted coconut was not what I needed.
See, Todd, Nick's your Folgers guy.
Yeah, I got you.
Bob's your hoity-toity, pinky up when I drink my coffee kind of guy.
Yeah.
Usually, the thing is, with those coffees that have like toasted coconut or those flavors, I never taste the flavor. It tastes like coffee. I smell the aroma, and maybe you can kind of trick your taste buds into tasting it. Typically, when I've had, like, because Mary will order a coconut regular from Dunkin' Donuts when we're in Massachusetts, and I've tasted it. It tastes like every other coffee, but you can smell the notes of coconut. And similarly, this coconut porter is mainly, it's a lot of coffee and dark chocolate flavors with a really just slight hint of that coconut. So again, I love Mounds, dark chocolate and coconut. So this is a beer, except for it's not sweet. It's got the nice bitter tones. It's delicious. You should try it.
No, I know. I don't like anything sweet. I don't like my beer to taste like chocolate.
It's not sweet.
I don't like my beer to taste like chocolate or coffee or motor oil. I want my beer to taste like beer. And, I might have a Guinness on St. Pat's for my heritage. But that's about it.
I'll say Guinness is probably the darkest and deepest kind of beer I'll go.
And
Guinness has hints of chocolate in it.
Could you imagine? I know, I know, and I'm not on like a 90-degree day after cutting the lawn. I'm like,
a Guinness.
You know what I could go for right now? An ice cold, foamy, creamy headed Guinness. Doesn't that sound delicious?
It's too thick to get ice cold.
I was going to say,
it's not meant for that.
I was going to say, Todd, I was literally just about to say, like, as cold as you can even try to get a Guinness, it still does not taste that cold.
No, it's not.
No, it's not meant to be.
It's all
you're supposed to taste the chocolate notes.
Ugh, dude, stop! I'm getting sick. It's all the heavy molasses and everything that's in the fucking Guinness
and coffee flavors. That's what you're supposed to taste.
No, coffee is to wake you up in the morning. It's not to be enjoyed with alcohol. That's gross. I don't want coffee flavored booze.
All right,
but to each their own. Hey, there's a palate out there for everything.
Absolutely,
a lot of things, a lot of drinks that I like that you guys probably wouldn't like.
Like that sweet baby Jesus. Peanut butter porter.
That was nasty.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Like, I don't even like peanut butter. And I don't like peanut butter.
Todd brought all this beer. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And I remember I'm like, well, that's going to stay here till the next time he gets here. And Bob talked a big game. He's like, oh, man. He's like, I'm going to have one of those every time I come over. Think of Todd. Yeah, that lasted for like 2 weeks. Yeah. I never saw him again drink that. So I will say this. So we're going to do an existential question. All right? So I don't know what kind of artwork you got to put up or whatever you got to do. But we're going to do an existential question. Last time he's like, no, you got to give me some notice.
No, okay. Because Bob does have everything down to such a rhythm and a science, but he sometimes just moves through it a little too quick. And if I'm not fully paying attention to exactly what he's saying at the time, like that, but I had got it put up. That's all that matters.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes he goes a little too fast. Oh, hello there, Kate. Kate Alice is in the room, everyone.
Hello, Kate. All right, so for this installment of Nick's Existential Question, I kind of rerouted. So I have a backup question. But I need to know now, we are, at least at some point, if it was not recent, maybe in the past, we've had THC in our system. And so my question...
You guys are druggies?
Yeah. So my question is, what is the most munchy purchase that you've been influenced to make by THC? What is something that you had, like, not like a bag of Funyuns or something stupid like that? You know, I went to the fucking gas station and got fucking Doritos. No. Something that's like, this was like you had to have it at that time. Like you were I know, Cory, you probably have a million of these stories.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I know you guys need some time to think about it, because I was thinking about it. Because it actually happened this week. Mine happened this week. So, I don't like sweets. I do like things that are like sour. I like cheesecake, key lime pie, things like that. Things that are tart or savory. And whatever's in these gummies, you know, the whole munchie, I think, yeah, it's true. It's not like you're eating yourself out of house and home, but it almost changes your appetite a little bit. And for me, I made the poor discovery that I could DoorDash ice cream to my house. I don't keep ice cream in my house. And it's something that I'm not proud to say that I've done several times. And this past week was one of them. I remember I was laying there, and these gummies, you don't know what you're going to get. And especially because some of them, like the ones that I recently got from a friend last time.
Who?
Uh-huh.
Todd. God damn you.
Yeah. They're 20. And they're 20. So this thing is about the size of, you know, a licorice whip piece, like tail end. And you have to decide, like, oh, did all 20 go into one side of this when it was boiling hot, or did it get evenly dispersed? And how do I bite this in half? And sometimes it's a little haphazard. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes the bite is a little careless.
I can tell you how you fix that.
And you cut it with a knife?
No, you grow a pair and take the entire thing.
No, that's I don't do 20. So I bite this fucking thing, and I have it, and of course it's like a sleeper cell. You know, it lays there for 45 minutes in your system, and then all of a sudden it hits you like a fucking bag of fucking kickballs. And so I finally feel this, and yeah, you never get hit by the
bag of kickballs?
The bag of kickballs in gym class that you got to lug out to the floor and fucking, yeah.
No,
so
you dodge the ball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Exactly. You dodge the ball, Nick.
Oh, I can't believe that. We're how far into the show? We're already talking movie quotes.
Todd, Nick wasn't allowed.
You dodged the ball. I'm like, I've never been hit by a sack of kickballs because I dodged or ducked.
I guess you did.
Or sidestepped.
Nick went to a much softer school. They weren't allowed to play dodgeball. They had to play kickball, where no one got hit.
No, it was actually, we had to play dodge the bag of kickballs. So you had to get out of the way. Watch out!
A mixture of kickball and dodgeball?
Yeah. It was very slow. Someone just paraded around the room, and you just got to get out of the way.
The teacher kicked him. We had to dodge him.
Yeah. So this week, I was like, you know what I haven't had in a really long time? That sounds really good. And these summer amazing custard and yogurt places are going to be closed, and it's going to be wintertime, and we're not going to fucking have any. I'm like, I need this ice cream now. Was Superman ice cream. I'm like, I don't know why. I thought about it.
I don't even know what it is, and it sounds gross.
Hold on.
You're from Michigan.
You've never had Superman ice cream, Todd?
No.
Shut the fuck up.
It's blue. Is it blue and red?
Blue, red, yellow. I think that's it. Yeah, blue, red, and yellow.
Yeah. He has yellow in his costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the S.
Not in the modern Superman remakes. I haven't seen any yellow in the costume.
Oh, there's yellow, buddy. There is yellow. Anyhow, so it's a Michigan staple from what I've heard. I remember Greg.
Sounds gross.
What did Greg pay? $50? I don't even know. What is it, like a blue raspberry?
What's the blue? Like blue raspberry and red raspberry and yellow raspberry? Or
no, I think it's all one flavor. It's just
no. It's the blue is Blue Moon, the yellow is actually vanilla, and the red is cherry.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, it's fucking delicious. So
What does Blue Moon taste like? What's a Blue Moon? What flavor is that, Corey?
Todd, that is actually a very difficult question. I've never had anyone ask me to put like a flavor profile together for Blue Moon. And Nick's looking it up right now, though. I know there's something behind it, but yeah.
Because it just feels like this sounds pretty horrible. I mean, as Nick was poo-pooing my Coco Jones coconut porter, this Superman ice cream sounds terrible. And it feels like you should ditch those gummies if they're making you eat some shit you don't even know the flavor of it is.
It says Blue Moon is an ice cream flavor with bright blue coloring available in the upper Midwest of the United States. Multiple cities in the regions claim to be the originator, with popular theories including Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Ludington, Michigan. The Chicago Tribune has described the ice cream as Smurf Blue Marshmallow Sweet. Blue Moon ice cream is one of the flavors that make up Superman ice cream in certain states. It's really not varieties Blue Moon, both color, blah, blah, blah. Some dairies make Blue Moon keep their ingredients a secret. Blah, blah, blah. Its varieties have a very distinct berry or vanilla flavor notes, sometimes theorized to have been originally flavored with castrium.
The old castrum.
That's what I would.
Exactly.
That's what comes to mind.
They scrape off the side of a fish's butt.
Okay. The fuck,
castrium.
So I end up getting this ice cream and it's fucking DoorDash. So I'm like, all right, dude, I have to get something else to make this substantial. So there's like free delivery, you know. And so because it's a custard place, you could get an actual hard pint of the Blue Moon. So I got the Blue Moon in a pint, and the second pint that I got.
You mean Superman?
Or the Superman, I'm sorry. And the second one I got was lemon cheesecake in a pint, which is actually fucking phenomenal.
Interesting.
And then the third one was like their version of like a flurry, and it was peanut butter and jelly flurry. And so it was their vanilla soft serve with like hot peanut butter, and then strawberries. They put strawberries in it.
Oh my god, that sounds gross.
It was so
and wait a minute,
good.
Clarifying question.
Mm-hmm.
So your weed-induced munch fest had you order 3 pints of ice cream?
Yeah, to justify.
Did they ask if you were pregnant?
No.
And a jar of pickles. And I'll take a jar of pickles, please.
So basically, it was
and some ketchup on the side.
It involved me
exactly.
Taking like 3 spoonfuls off the top of each one and then putting them in the freezer. And I was like, all right, that was a good purchase.
We're all set.
So they're upstairs, so you'll be able to try them.
Oh, all right. Sorry, Todd, you missed out tonight. The peanut butter one. As much as I love PB&J, I don't know. That sounds like a bit of a stretch. But I guess we'll see.
One good turn deserves another. To each their own. Different strokes, different folks.
Kate Alice did chime in and said her favorite is a fried egg Sammy when it comes to.
Oh, I like fried egg Sammys.
I hate egg.
Oh, dude, an egg salad sandwich? Man. Oh, yeah.
No, never had egg salad. That's
all for it.
Disgusting.
I'm not an egg salad guy, but I do like fried egg sandwiches. Oh, yeah, with a little bit of bacon, and toast, a little bit of Miracle Whip. Yeah, boy.
Todd, what are your thoughts of putting an over easy egg or like a boil, or not like a boiled egg, but like a, I don't know. Let's just go with over easy.
No, he's going somewhere.
Let's just go with over easy on a hamburger.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Okay.
Love it. I love fried egg on a hamburger. Love it. It's messy, but I love it. I love eggs.
All right. Well, you guys aren't getting out of fucking jail that easily, so it's still one of you guys.
I got one, although I got one, but I don't know that I can fix it. I can't think of any. I can't think of a THC buzz where I've had a munchy craving. So, but I do have a distinct thing, and it's apropos because Bob is away on assignment at a place that I was supposed to be. But back in the day when I'd get my drunk on, I had to have what we called a wasp dog from 7-Eleven or Sele, one of those giant hot dogs that were been rolling around all day long with chili and cheese and onions and jalapenos. We'd call that a wasp dog. And at the end of the night of drinking and doing what other substances we did, that is my jam. Super spicy giant hot dog that's been rolling around on those rollers for like at least 13 hours. And we would actually roll into Sele and like wait around, like, hey, when are you going to throw those hot dogs out? Because they've been rolling around too long.
What? So is all this shit like baked into the dog or what?
No. You actually it's just a giant hot dog on rollers. They put it in the bun, and then they layer on some that spicy chili and the nacho cheese, and then onions and jalapenos. So it had a little bit of a sting to it. Burn on the way in and burn twice as bad on the way out after he had the cheap beer shits. Oh, delicious!
Dude.
I'd be having one tonight if I was with Bob.
Dude, I am not a huge hot dog person. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy hot dogs. Doesn't mean I don't have one every now and then. But I could go the rest of my life, never have one, and be like completely fine. Probably would never think about it. But
I would never order a hot dog from 7-Eleven sober.
Right.
So I mean, I like. Don't get me wrong. I like hot dogs when I fire up the grill. I'm like either brats or dogs are my starter meat. But when I get a good like healthy buzz on, yeah, I wouldn't mind a nice spicy 7-Eleven. Like I said, and it's really it's been rolling around so long that the skin is like a little bit like twice as thick as it's supposed to be, so it's like really, really meaty. It's like a steak in a bun.
Yeah. It's been rolling on those fucking greasy rollers at 7-Eleven for 13 hours. That's why it's got
13 hours, baby. It's ready.
Manufactured its own skin. It's like human skin.
Exactly. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
No, but we did just have like an employee appreciation thing at work, and we do it every year. And usually our senior vice president makes our managers grill, and my buddy Andy did the first day, and he was like, "Man, I was out there for almost 8 hours, fucking grilling, fucking hamburgers." He's like. I took 3 showers. I fucking smell like greasy hamburgers. He goes, my dogs have been fucking giving me hard eyes ever since I fucking got home. He's like, it's disgusting. I don't ever want to smell a hamburger. I'm like, we actually got some more left. He's like, dude, I don't even want to be near them. I don't want one. And we did hot dogs too. So I'm like, well, I'll cook them, So I cooked them the next day. There weren't nearly as many as there were the day before. So I give him props for that. But that being said, I made a bunch of hot dogs, and I was like, yeah, they're smelling pretty fucking good. Hot dogs on a flat top.
Hot dogs. Well, I don't know about a flat top, but hot dogs on the grill are badass.
I'm telling you. Oh, get ready, dude, because we're going to do a shot. Cory did say that he would probably spend at least 4.5 minutes on camera tonight. So we're lucky if we're going to get all those 4 minutes back. So. TD, what is?
I'm ready.
You got your crown.
I got my crown apple ready to go. Got the crown apple ready to go.
All right, if you guys aren't aware, we are a drinking podcast. We may be one short tonight, but that doesn't mean that we're going to let that stop us. So fill your glasses up, Fireball or whatever you may have. Hopefully it's not coffee or water or milk, but if that's what you got to do and it's the middle of the workday, then go ahead and do that. And lift them up with us. Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute.
All right, Cory.
Good stuff.
You're up, buddy.
So I was thinking long and hard about this while I was messing around with the cameras.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
No, sorry. I'm trying a couple different new things tonight since Bob's not here.
Yeah, no, in 5 minutes you'll be back up again. Don't worry.
No, we're good now.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to get, there was a specific shot I wanted to get at the very first.
That's what I was thinking of things I wanted to do off camera on the show too. So,
well, you can feel free to do them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think there's nothing specific. I guess I really go to, but like that, I think the latest latest trends have been the Midwest mixed popcorn from Bush's grocery store.
What's in that?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Caramel and cheese corn.
Ugh.
Caramel and so salty sweet.
Yeah, it's
that
fantastic.
still seems so gross. I know that people like that, but I like either of those corns by themselves. And I get again, I'm a chicken and waffles guy, so I get savory and sweet together. But that just sounds so gross to me. Cheese corn and caramel corn in the same handful seems disgusting.
It's amazing. And
amazingly
cheers, Kate.
disgusting.
Sorry, we just did our shot, but I assume you got one. So like that, or going along the ideas of ice cream. I also found at Bush's they have like, it's made by Hudsonville, and they have like different Hostess products that they mix into the ice cream. So like there's a fudge round ice cream.
Gross.
What did I just have the other day? Shit. The Nutter Butter is probably my favorite.
No thanks.
Oh, there's an oatmeal cream pie ice cream.
Oh, thank you for clearing that
Oh
up.
my God.
Yes, that is very good.
Gross.
There's a zebra cake one. Oh, Swiss rolls.
Dude, nothing about gas station pastries ever enticed me. Ever.
Oh, dude, in ice cream, they're so good. I mean, they're good with outside of ice cream, but
No.
so yeah, the Hudsonville like Hostess brand.
Oatmeal cream pies were gross.
Oh, dude, come on.
They were so gross.
That or
What were they? Were they like a cookie? What was it?
it was like, soft oatmeal cookie with cream in the middle,
But
and
it was
Cream
like,
in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
was-
what they were.
it was like a forced manufactured soft cookie. It
Oh, yeah.
wasn't like a real soft.
no, it was not fresh baked or anything like that by any means.
Hell no. Yeah, it would stay soft for 18 years.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying. That's what I'm saying. There's
Yeah,
a problem.
great
with that.
chemicals, man.
Yeah, you tear a bunch of those up, throw them in some ice cream, you're fucking good to go, buddy.
Dude, you want to talk about weird flavors and beer and all the things you were finger wagging at me. One of Bob's, like, if he sees at the store, there's a certain mood that he has to be in, but he's like, ooh, is a certain kind of beer, and the flavor is oatmeal cream pie.
That's right. Yeah, he does have oatmeal cream pie beer.
I'm like, ugh.
Or he's had it. Yeah.
Yeah. It has
Sounds
this
gross.
little fucking dancing cartoon oatmeal cream pie character on the front of the beer, and I'm like, ugh. I'm like, what the fuck? That does not sound good. It would be like, dude, I like savory
doesn't.
things. I like savory things, but I would never be like, steak and potatoes flavored beer. Like, no, I want my beer to taste like beer.
I mean, yeah.
What does that mean? There's like 8,000 types of beer.
Right.
You like beer that doesn't taste like anything, then it seems like.
No, I like beer that, just like my coffee.
Like
I
a
don't
Mick
want
Ultra.
fucking flavors. I love how to undermine my credibility, he goes to the most absolute homosexual beer you could think of, which is Michelob Ultra.
Hey.
Like, you could be like, oh, so you like, I mean, most of the, dude, Bud Light is nasty. Mick Ultra is fucking disgusting. I can't even do Miller Lite in a can anymore. That's disgusting. I used to do Miller Lite in a can all the time. It's like, but I need a beer that at least has some sort of flavor. Like, I could do Cervezas, Blue Light, things like that. But Blue Light seems to be okay because there's a lot of people that I'm finding that are okay with Blue Light. Todd shows up. He's like, what are you drinking, Blue Light? I'll have some of those. I'm like, okay. Greg's like, oh, Blue Light.
It's the Coors Light of Canadian beers. And even though I am near Canada-ish, it is Blue Light's a little bit hard to come by because we actually make quality beers here that actually taste like things other than...
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it is funny you mentioned that because obviously Bob's going to be going back and listening to this episode when he edits it. But
Yeah.
last week, he said, and you talking about all the fancy, crazy beers that he drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Before you came down here last week, he did say, he's like, man, he's like, I just got to get through like 2 of these nasty, like imported beers I have. He's like, by then Nick should have a couple shots in him and I can ask him for a Blue Light and he won't care.
Blue Light.
The
exactly.
fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, I just got to get through 2 of these and Nick has to be feeling good enough.
What the fuck?
So even Bob doesn't like the crazy imported beers that he drinks.
Dude, it's because everything sounds good. Like, there's a niche kind of beer for every palate, you know? So,
yeah. And to add on to that point, not only do I think the names and like, oh, like you said, the oatmeal cream pie beer, like, yeah, to me that sounds amazing. But the second I drink it, I'm like, that's absolutely fucking disgusting. But where I think another huge play comes in is the can design. or what is the label on the can?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the ones I see that Bob does get, they are badass looking cans. So I can see when you're walking through a store and you're like, oh, what am I gonna grab? You see a fucking crazy looking can. Oh, dude,
I have to have that.
And dude, I know for a fact that is like candy to a baby for Bob.
Ooh, Fun Dip beer.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
He sees the labels on there. He's like, oh, that looks sweet, and he ends up getting it.
Mary chops wine that way. She's like, oh, did you see the label?
How the bottle?
I'm like, did you see where this was made? And did you see that it's like stomped with like peasants' feet? Unwashed. It's like this is disgusting. She's like, but the label's really nice.
Poor people made this.
That sounds delicious, doesn't it? But I mean, we all have that. Like, I've succumbed to that every now and then. I've seen some kind of beer that I'm like that even fits like my flavor profile of what I kind of like, and that sounds good. But none of them are anything that you want like more than 2 of. Like you have 2, and that's
I think that's typically it, right?
That's the limit. Like that is it. Like, and
that's why I like the Sweet Baby Jesus. I mean, ultimately, the name hooked me. When I walked by, when I was in town, and I walked by, I went to Total Wines and more or whatever the name of it is, and when I saw Sweet Baby Jesus beer, and I don't like peanut butter, I'm like, but I gotta have that. And so you're right. The marketing, that's the thing. The marketing is meant to grab you, and I grabbed it. And it turned out it was a good beer, even though you friggin' troglodytes don't like it. It's good.
Dude, I remember when
hey, at least I'm across the board, Todd. I don't like any of those beers.
When the show was in Bob's basement, we were just starting out. I remember I stopped and I'm like, craft beers, and I'm like, this sounds good. And it was like a green can with like, cracked coconuts on the front and, squirt of a lime wedge, and it looked very tropical, and it was like toasted coconut and lime, refreshing ale, and I'm like, oh, that sounds amazing. I'm like light coconut flavor, like water flavor, just where you can barely taste it with citrus notes. Like that sounds.
I feel like it was not fantastic, like
dude. It was probably a $25 6-pack, and I took 3 sips out of that motherfucker and never looked back. I never had another one. They stayed at his house. He actually had to beg me. He's like, will you fucking take these fucking toasted coconut things home? I'm like, they're gross, man. Just fucking feed your plants with them or something. They're fucking disgusting. God.
That is the one downside with those kind of beers, but I just avoid them completely now.
Hold on. And I will always say this, as a person who does like a variety of beers and with different flavor profiles, I will say you have to train your palate. Nick is a cook, and that's why I'm surprised that you have to train your palate. If you keep drinking Blue Light, you're never going to like anything. You gotta stretch and again, you're going to try some things you don't like, but most things, and you can't drink 20 of them in a night, but if you try a beer, try it again. And similarly, like whiskey, that's people are like, oh, I tasted this whiskey and it's horrible. Do you know the way that our bodies work? You need it takes 3 distinct sips for your tongue to actually acclimate to the flavors that you're taking in. And so and people who don't drink beer a lot often do the chugging. And so they're chugging down. They have the same flavor profile the whole time. And they're like, yeah, this is horrible beer. I don't like it. You got to train your palate, man. As a chef, I thought you'd know this, Nick. Train your palate, bro.
I train my palate to taste all different flavors and to know what to add to food and to know when things taste disgusting. And I know that the things that you and Bob are drinking are fucking disgusting, which is why I don't want chocolate espresso fucking beer. It is trained, my friend.
I'm serious, actually, because we're coming up on the time. I'm going to get back into my atomic pumpkin, and for the record, I am anti-pumpkin anything. Hate pumpkin spice anything. No lattes. I don't like pumpkin in my beer. But I tell you what, New Belgium Brewing has an atomic pumpkin beer.
Yes.
That is bad to the bone. To the bone. It is very, very good.
It's a slippery scale, my friend. I am not a classic white fucking bitch. Like, no, let me have a pumpkin flavored fucking hand soap and pumpkin fucking scented this, and the towels smell like pumpkins. I don't want pumpkin snacks and pumpkin chips and all that fucking crap. I may several times a year, like towards November, October, I may be like, The only time I would have a flavored coffee, still black, would be like a pumpkin spice coffee, just because it's fall. Nothing else. I don't want the syrups in it. I don't want the fucking creams in it and all that crap, whipped cream and all that stuff. But I remember thinking, pumpkin beer, I can't think of anything more disgusting. And then I kind of deep dove one year. I tasted one of them, and it was really fucking good. And so then I was like doing like a hard target search. But Atomic Pumpkin, Screaming Pumpkin, there's a couple of them that are really, really fucking good.
I can't get on board with the pumpkin stuff.
I know. I get it.
Neither can I. Corey, I've been saying I'm similar. Dude, I don't like pumpkin pies. I don't like any of that shit. I don't like pumpkin. And Mary loves pumpkin spice. I think it's disgusting. And literally, similarly to the wine thing, she bought that Atomic Pumpkin for me because the can is badass.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can bring it on for one of the next episodes. But the can looks awesome. And she bought it for that reason. I'm like, Mary, I hate pumpkin. Don't like anything about it. But I'm a beer guy, so I'm like, I'll at least try it. I'll give it a go. And to my surprise, it has a nice spice finish on it. So it brings a little heat, which is actually, I think, very intriguing in a beverage that's supposed to be refreshing, and then they bring a little spice to it. So yeah, highly recommended it. And Nick, I don't know if you caught what I put on the socials about you, but I know why we're so tight now. Because you keep saying it tonight. You like your coffee black.
Nick loves me because he likes his coffee black.
Oh, boy.
and Kate threw a comment in there during the pumpkin spice conversation that was #basic.
Yep. Very basic. That's the thing.
You basic white bitch.
I typically don't fit the basic mold. But pumpkin beers, and it's been actually several years since I've had pumpkin beer, so I'm glad that we brought it up. Also, I went to a Halloween party one time some years ago, and they had Sam Adams Oktoberfest, and I was on like a 2 or 3 year kick where every time it came out, I'd fucking buy it out at any store I fucking found it in.
I'll tell you what, they're hitting the advertisements hard this year, buddy.
Are they?
Oh, anytime we have Hulu on, at least 2 out of 3 commercials is Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest from Sam Adams is a fucking pretty good beer. It's pretty tasty.
They actually do an Infinium every year that's actually even better.
Okay.
And where I draw the line with all this pumpkin spice stuff,
yeah.
I was walking through the store a couple weeks ago.
The other day?
I saw all these different cereals that are now pumpkin spice cereals.
Oh, God.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, come on. See, like, how much further can this go?
I mean, I feel like that's an adult acquired taste. Do kids want pumpkin stuff? Do kids like I don't remember when I was younger being like, pumpkin bread. Like, I didn't think of wanting to wake up in the morning and eat a piece of pumpkin toast with pumpkin cereal.
Like, as a kid, do you like pumpkin pie?
Ugh.
No.
Disgusting.
That was actually a question from Kate. I just kind of mixed it in there.
No.
But, and again, too, like, as a kid, like, if you were to give me apple pie or pumpkin pie, I'm going to pick apple every day.
Gross.
Right.
You said
Have
both
you ever
are
had
gross.
sweet potato pie? I do. Have you ever had sweet potato pie?
I'm not a fan of sweet potatoes.
No, we're white, Todd.
Well said.
No,
point made. Point made. But so if you want a good pie, I'll make one for you out of sweet potatoes and not pumpkins.
No, Todd, I do. I do not put sweet potato pie next to my collard greens and black eyed peas. Sorry,
you don't
buddy.
have to have, dude. You don't
No,
have to
I'm
have
kidding,
your
I'm
collard
kidding.
greens and black eyed peas. Sweet potato pies is the bomb. I've been winning people over. Literally, I'm not a dessert guy at all. Like much like Nick, I'm not a big sweets guy. But I have and I have to give it up to my mom. She actually really, really schooled me up. And in the original recipe when she started making it, she would use that Eagle brand, not condensed. Is it condensed milk? Not condensed. The sweet milk. What's the Nick? You're a cook. What's the like Carnation makes a condensed milk and then it is condensed milk, not evaporated milk.
Evaporated? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Condensed.
Not evaporated. The one that's sweet, I think that's condensed.
It's condensed.
Milk. They add the sugar to it. Yeah. But my mom, her hack was rather than using that as one of the sweeteners in the pie, she used Haagen-Dazs vanilla bean ice cream. And so I still to this day incorporate it. And every time I've served anyone my my TD sweet potato pie with Haagen-Dazs, it gets rave reviews. So put that pumpkin shit on the side and get on board with that sweet potato pie.
I would try it. I'm not a sweet potato person. The crazy thing about this is that I actually turned orange when I was younger because I would only eat sweet potatoes. My dad told me I did.
Hang on. Okay.
My dad said that. Listen.
No.
Listen.
Yeah, I know you're about to say yes. Your dad said that you turned orange.
No. Not my dad. My dad, my mom, my sisters. They thought I had jaundice, but it was from eating too many.
That's yellow.
I was going to say, that's yellow.
Well, I obviously didn't turn pumpkin orange. My whole body didn't turn bright
Well, they do
orange.
make yellow sweet potatoes. There are yellow sweet potatoes I've seen.
The coloring from the sweet potatoes was breakfast, lunch, dinner. As a little fucking baby, I would only eat sweet potatoes. My dad said they tried like mixing up carrots because it was the same color, and I wouldn't eat it. So yeah, that is actually.
So if you ate can we get you on a purple potato diet? I want to see if we can get you to turn purple in your adulthood. Do you like purple potatoes?
Listen, man. Look at here, Todd. I know you think I need more melanin, but I have to draw the line somewhere. I got to draw the line somewhere with purple potatoes.
If you're going to hang out with your black coffee, bro, you got to be prepared for the sun.
Violet, you're turning violet. But yeah, the Oktoberfest is fucking phenomenal. But I actually did have, they had like a variety pack one day of Leinenkugel, and it had 2 of these beers in it. I didn't care about the rest of the variety pack, but it was soft pretzel flavored Leinenkugel beer. Salted soft pretzel. It was actually really good.
Oh my God. Dude, really good. Stop it. This is oh my God. That sounds disgusting.
TD, I heard you got a grievance.
I do.
The Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're gonna hear about it. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way. What happened to the duck? It was destroyed. And at the Festivus dinner, you gather your family around and tell them all the ways they have disappointed you over the past year.
Yeah,
so I thought somewhere in this, it said something about the name of the segment.
Apparently not.
It's just I think it's just someone.
Anybody who knows about Festivus knows about the airing of grievances, though.
I think it's just someone hitting the Liberty Bell while they're watching Seinfeld in the background.
That's what it sounds like. Which we still need artwork for that too.
Oh sure, yeah. So
We
it can
do.
go
We
down
do.
the drain like all the other segments.
It takes 30 seconds.
Yes,
like that.
Yeah,
yes.
30 seconds. All right, TD, it's all you, brother.
I am ready. And this is going to be. This is
sorry, Todd, I'm going to cut you off right there, buddy. Now that I got you full screen, I want everyone to admire your brand new on-air sign that you have above the desk there, buddy. I like that. That's pretty.
Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool.
Mick's going to point out it's crooked again. I see it's crooked.
I like
Get
it.
that sorted out.
All right, sorry, I'm done cutting you off. Go ahead, buddy.
Thank you. No worries. So first and foremost, I have a anti-grievance before I get to my grievance because it's what spawned it. And this is a tangential grievance because I think I've complained about it before during my travels. But people, if you got long hair, dreadlocks, if you've got a lot of hair, I'm proud of you. I'm not hating on you because I got no hair, but realize that your hair should stay in your space. Don't encroach upon other people's space with your hair. So the other day, on Thursday, I went to see the Queen Bee in concert. And by the way, if you haven't seen Beyonce, highly recommended. Not Mary picked it. I was like, again, I'm a Beyonce fan from afar. I listen to some of the songs on the radio, but I don't follow her. Or I'm not one of the whatever the group of Beyonce fans are. But went to Beyonce on Thursday night in Seattle, and what an amazing show. But my show was partly ruined because in the seats that we sit in, there are cup holders for your beer, and this right in front of you, so you can put your beer there. But I was unable to put my beer there because the lady in front of me, her locks were flowing into my cup holder. And not only that, but she had so much locks, it was like in my lap. And literally, I ended up taking a picture. I'll text it over to you guys at the break so you can see what I was dealing with. But I kept thinking, like, if I move one bit, I'm going to, like, press her hair against the seat, and she's going to get mad because she's going to get her hair caught because she can't stand up. Please. If you have a lot of hair, I'm proud of you. I love you. But keep your hair in your own personal space. I don't want to be touching your hair. I don't want to. Every 3 seconds, she was moving from one side to the other. It's whooshing my legs. I'm like, I couldn't even watch the queen bee because I had some other lady's hair whooshing back and forth across my legs every time we were sitting down. People, keep your hair to yourself. I am not a germaphobe, but I don't like other people's hair rubbing up against me unless we're like in a relationship or something. So my grievance for today is, if you got a lot of hair, more power to you, but keep it in your own space. Be aware when you're encroaching on other people's space and freedoms because you got your freaking hair in my beer. Keep that hair on lockdown, please. Pretty please.
So,
that's
Todd, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
With your grievance, could we not treat hair, especially when it's coming that close to you and it's encroaching your space, like in your beer and all that, can we not treat it as like a property line in your yard to where, like, if the neighbor's tree starts growing over, as long as it's encroaching on your property line, you can cut on your property line? I'm thinking you start carrying around a little pair of scissors.
No, it's not even that. Here's the thing. I'm not hating on that. It's just the fact that, I remember, this is, like I said, it's a tangential grievance, because remember I was flying a couple months back and I had a woman who had dreads and she fell asleep, and then the next thing you know, I got like 8 pounds of hair laying on my arm on the armrest. And I'm like,
oh, dude.
Exactly. And I'm like, your
as
hair is laying on my skin, and I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? I'm minding my business. I've got my hair in check.
Seriously, dude, what were you on a plane with the cast of The View? Like, what the fuck was Whoopi doing next to you, man, with the fucking dreads on your arm?
And as we all know, dreads are the cleanest hairstyle.
Here's the thing. This is it's a grievance because these two things that I've pointed out are not the only examples of that. People with super long hair forget that their super long hair and their hairstyles can sometimes encroach on other people's personal space. And my only ask is just pay attention a little bit, is to see if you're encroaching on somebody else's good time. Because the thing was, like I said, I'm at a concert. I don't care that she's got long hair. In fact, and we stood more often than we sat. But I'm like, well, I can't even use my cup holder because her hair is just, every time she sits down, it's like in the hole. And she didn't give a shit. And I'm like, I got to put my beer under this. And so here's the funny thing. So I put the beer under my seat, but then every time anybody came in or out to go to the bathroom, I kicked my beer over. I'm like, damn, I got to buy another $37 beer while I'm watching Queen Bee because I can't put it in my cup holder because this lady's hair is in my space. So my beef is, keep your hair in check. And this isn't a bald man hating on people with hair. I'm not. If I wanted to, could grow an afro the size of Dr. J's back in the 70s. I choose not to.
Sure, buddy.
So keep your hair in check.
I think we need to make a bet there. But anyways, that's
we know what happens when we make bets, Cory.
Dude,
they never.
I know.
Post dicks don't show up. Height-offs don't happen, and the sand gets in the way.
Well, six years from now, when you can grow that hairstyle out.
Listen.
6 years. I can grow it tomorrow if I want to.
Get the fuck out of here.
I want to, ladies.
Yeah. Can't even finish that lie, dude. So by the end of that, what should have happened, Todd? By the end of that concert, well, I mean, I guess when she was sitting down, at least she should have had little tiny braids in her hair to keep it off your beer.
Oh, so Todd was gonna braid her
I'm
hair?
just saying,
well, little tiny braids.
Dude, here's the thing. She never even turned around. She was totally unaware, and I'm like,
dude, because
it didn't ruin. It didn't ruin the experience, but it was an annoyance because the fact that I took a picture, because even Mary was giving me this, she's like, "What are you doing? Why are you taking pictures?" I'm like, I just want to be able to share the evidence about how people are so oblivious as to how their personal choices impact other people's just comfort. Because I'm like, again, I didn't want to accidentally step on her hair. I was more focused on trying to be a good human being, and she never even looked back to go, "Hey, is my long ass hair in your beer?" Because literally, if they'd been serving them in cups of beer and her hair was all wet, I'm sure she'd have given me the stink eye. Why did you get my hair all wet?
Oh, dude, I would have dumped that beer right on her head. Dude,
that's gross.
I'm a man of peace, Cory.
I know. I obviously I wouldn't not have done that, but I would have been like, well, your hair was just chilling in my beer this entire time, so that's why it's soaking wet. But like, yeah, I think people like that, it becomes like a dog with its tail. Like they don't just it's becomes like it's not even there for them. Like
that's why I'm making this public service announcement through my grievances. My grievances aren't meant to hurt anybody's feelings. It's to make people aware that them fucking up makes my life miserable.
Yeah. Dude, when I find like some fucking long hair on my shirt or something, it fucking creeps me the fuck out. I do not like fucking hair. Anyone's fucking hair. That's fucking disgusting. If there's anything that can make me throw up quicker, it's thinking of taking a hair out of my food. I'm like, yep, I'm almost getting nauseous just talking about it right now.
So let's say you're eating a pizza.
All right, cheers first. Hold on. This is good. Cheers first, please. Because I won't be able to get this down. And by the way, thanks to the one segment that we had, thanks again to Greg Gumto and Katie for bringing over this fireball and donating it to the Stumble In. We really appreciate it. And from the segment we had, I wanted to look at the fine print on this to make sure it wasn't just cinnamon. And it did say cinnamon whiskey, which it does. Cinnamon. This actually says cinnamon and whiskey. And so cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Salute. Sweet sassy molassy. That's good stuff.
So while that's going down.
Yeah. So keep your hair in check. Keep your hair in check, people.
So like Nick, let's say you're eating a pizza.
Yeah.
And
I'm getting nauseous already.
It's your favorite, bacon, pepperoni, some fresh fucking cheese, a nice thick crust.
Yeah.
And you take a bite into it, and as you pull that bite away from your mouth, you feel there's still a little bit of an attachment to the piece.
I'm done.
And there's this hair that just keeps going and going. And you say, "Oh man!" You grab it and you finally pull it out, and you're like, "Oh, that was a hair in that pizza."
Yeah.
You're not eating the rest of that pizza.
Not only am I not eating the rest of that pizza, I'm not eating. I'm done.
Yeah.
I am done at that restaurant. I am done eating. The appetite is completely gone. Psychologically, my brain has just filled my stomach, and
you're full
I'm
now.
no longer hungry. Yes.
All right.
100%.
Exactly.
100.
Because survival, your survival instinct is this hair is worse than actually not going a little bit hungry for the day.
Yeah, because you don't know, where was this? You know,
it was on someone's head.
It was like Andy's wife, and I left this out because I didn't want to tell you guys this before we went up to Tony's. Andy's wife knew someone, had a friend that went to Tony's in Birch Run, and pulled an old fucking mop string out of her food at Tony's while she was eating it from like the back of the kitchen. Fucking mop string.
Somebody was disgruntled.
I'm like, dude.
Somebody was disgruntled.
That is fucking disgusting.
That's bad. It's bad. But that was somebody was like, you know what? Today's my last day, and these customers have been a pain in the ass. They keep asking for more bacon or less
more
salty
and more bacon. Yeah. Even though our shirts say more bacon with a question mark, that's their logo. I don't care. There's at a certain point there's too much bacon. Enough is enough already. And they said, you know what I'll do? See that bleach bucket over there? I'm gonna take the lobster. I'm gonna put that in someone's farina.
It's mostly. Hey, you know what though? That mop string was still probably 85% bacon grease.
That is very true. It was only like 20% wool. Exactly. The rest was bacon grease.
And probably some nuggets of bacon too. The saltiest bacon ever made. It's like they cure it for 9 years.
I remember
bacon.
Thankfully, he told me one night that It was like a Friday, and nothing was going on, so we were on the phone, and him and his wife were having some pops. I was having a pop. I was having a fire outside, and he told me about it, and thankfully I forgot about it. And then he said after we came back, he's like, "No, how was that, Tony? Did you have some bacon with fucking mop strings in it? Was that delicious?" I'm like, "Oh my God, dude. Thank God I didn't remember that while I was up there lapping up my fucking biscuits and gravy, because that would have fucking put me right off." Oh my God.
So Todd, I assume you're the same way with that then? If you find that
a hair ruin, a hair found in the food is an instant. Yeah, but that shuts off all the hunger impulse, and it's like, come on, man. Because again, I know I'm not leaving hairs around. It was not my hair that fell into the meal.
What did Seinfeld say in his stand-up?
Nothing. He said nothing.
In his stand-up.
Fuck his stand-up too.
Not his show. What did he say? He was like, it's funny the way we are about hair. He's like, as humans, he's like, we will caress someone's hair if it's beautiful. We will compliment people on their hair. We will go as far as to even kiss people on the top of the head. He goes, but the second one of those hairs becomes an independent being and finds its way into your food, it is now the most vile thing that you can find on this fucking planet. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's disgusting. It's fucking nasty. Jesus.
I don't know. I guess
and hair is also probably the one of the number one breakup starters ever too. It's like when someone recognizes a hair on a shirt in or in your undergarments, and it's like, this doesn't match anything in our house.
Oh, Todd, don't even get me started. The amount of hairs I pulled off my clothing that Danielle's like, I don't think that's mine. I'm like, who else would it be? I'm like, my sisters maybe. Past that, that's about it. But Todd, so let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
And as I'm about to ask it, I realize you and Mary probably have separate bathrooms, correct?
We have separate bathrooms. I don't know if we have separate. We have a master bath in our bedroom. So
Okay.
We share.
Perfect. How often do you find hair strewn about in that bathroom?
Oh, all the time. In fact, I always joke with Mary, and she's probably going to kick me right in the pants tonight because the can is open. But when I pull a whole hair being out of a pipe, I'm like, this isn't me. This isn't me. How come I'm handling this being that lives in the shower drain every day? I'm like, take your hair with you.
Yeah, dude. I finally had to get a special little drain cover.
I've seen those. How do they work?
Amazingly,
the ones that are like a tacky rubber kind of, and it like literally clings to them, and you pull it right out, and it just
So it goes like if you have like a normal, like just a little, I wouldn't even know how to like a drain that goes down. It can't be a flat across drain.
Oh,
it's got a little cup that goes in the hole of the drain.
Yeah,
and then a little mat that goes around the side of it.
Yeah,
they're exceptional. I was using the plunger on the shower for probably a solid year.
I actually think that it's called like a plunger like that goes into like a flange is basically I think what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. But dude, absolutely amazing.
I have one of the little Velcro things that it's not like, think of like a rubber
snake?
coated wire that's rigid. Yeah, like a snake.
Yeah.
And I'll freaking drop that down in the drain, and I can pull a whole freaking Wookiee out of the fucking shower, any drain.
Dude, so let me Todd, let me send you the link for the one that Danielle and I have, because this thing is amazing. It has stopped me from having to do that literally once a week, because all of a sudden you'd turn the shower on, and 30 seconds later you're like, why does it sound like the bathtub's filling up? And it was because there was so much blockage in the goddamn drain.
That's fucking gross.
So I'd have to plunge out the drain or grab one of those little snakes and snake the drain out. But now that we have this little
put a gopher bomb in there.
Ooh, dude, I don't know if I trust the pipes at our house for that. I don't need to be replacing the entire bathroom and the pipes underneath the tub. But so once we got this little catch that collects all the hair, every like 3 days it has to be cleaned out like fully so the water can get down. And Danielle, if we went upstairs right now and asked her, she will insist none of that is her hair. It is all me. Mind you, this is coming from the girl that I used to get in the shower and would find hair stuck on the wall. Because apparently that's something that certain girls do. I
hate that.
Yeah, they'll stick their hair on the wall and then grab it when they're done. Well, there's days that she forgot to grab it. And I'd get in there, I'm like, what the why is there a woolly mammoth?
Wait, what? Wait a minute. Even in my Afro days, there's a notion of actually sticking your hair to the wall?
Yes. Apparently
what's the adhesive?
The water. It's just water and hair. You stick it right to.
I found like errant hairs like in showers and things like that when we're on vacation and stuff. But we could potentially talk about that in round 2. So if you're listening to the live show, we have in our recent history we'll do 2 live shows. Now the second live show you're not going to be able to see again unless you listen to it and you download it from anywhere you get your favorite podcast. So we're going to wrap up episode 1 if you're listening to the live show, and you can come back for episode 2 if you're listening to us on social media. So for Nick, Cory, and Todd, hopefully we'll see you back here in probably about 15-20 minutes. If not, have a great week.